Alright, so just to start off, make sure everything's up and running. Dun 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 dun. Alright, looks like some people are getting in. Some people want the recording. I know it's July 4th weekend, so a lot of people won't be on, so we'll go ahead and just record it. We won't make it as long with it being July 4th weekend and whatnot. Just a quick little review, some plays to look forward to this week, and just a review of last week. Alright, so this is Evolution Trading at evolutiontrading.net. We stream at Smashcast, the website, and YouTube. The streams are completely open right now. We are in the Discord app. They will be locked in the future. Actually, next week's stream will be locked. Alright, so let me go ahead and pull this up. Get this all going so we can pull up some charts. Get these up and going, and then we can take a look at it all. See if I can't pull up. What is it called? Alright. Should show up as alright, let me go ahead and take this one off. And there should be one more. Let's see if I can get it up or not. Alright, I don't know if that one will be as viewable. It kind of seems like it's... Let's see if that helped. Kind of made it more sideways, huh? You can't see any of the RSI or anything. Okay. Try that again. Alright, so I wanted to go over a couple myself. If anyone has any stocks that they'd like to go over, we can go over those as well. Alright, so I wanted to go over some of the ones coming up. I saw, like, I've got CYTR up right now. I saw that they had, on the 29th, they released some positive news, I believe it was, but it was phase 3, and it wasn't what they had. Here it is. Okay, no. They got their phase 2B trials out. We were expecting it Friday. The expected date was on the 30th, and it still has not come out. So you've got this. It says, you know, expected from CYTX, VRX, and ACHN. So CYTRs had not come out yet. You can see where it kind of ended up. Friday, you have it around 63 the entire day. This is the 1 minute on Thinkorswim. Let me go ahead and pull up this. You can see that it was kind of uncertain, kind of sitting around there, and the day before it rose all the way up to 67 with their news not. So their news is still kind of pending. If you're waiting on that, that's definitely one to watch Monday. The news should be any minute now. So we'll definitely take a look at that. Go ahead and put this one as it is too. Let's see. Alright, so that's just one to keep on watch with it coming up as well. A couple others I wanted to look at. You saw the IPCI news come out Friday, I believe it was. That's with the their pain med company. They're trying to get FDA approval for their time release of OxyContin to allow them. IPCI. Let me go ahead and link these. They're trying to get it on to the market. Symbol linking, there we go. Go ahead and pull that up this time. There we go. Alright, you can see that they don't have much debt. They have more cash, and they do have more revenue per year than they do have debt per quarter. If we go ahead and look at their chart, you can see on the daily they have this triple support right here. You're having it around 185. You can see where it's got those 3 touches right there, and you can see where it busted through right here, and looks like their low is around 181. So you've got this support hanging around 185. Definitely a stock to watch. Maybe a possible reversal coming up. You've had a bottom out a couple times, and now it's starting to move. It kind of went sideways, you can see, for about 2 months, and now started to head up this past month. Past 30 days, it's came all the way up. You can see where it's had its healthy runs, healthy dips in between. This one's going to be its true test coming up right here. Let's go ahead and pull up. I believe they have it coming. They're expected to be on the 26th of this month, July. It's got their PD UFA. It's for Rigzista. And I believe the end date they have is September, mid-September. Let's see. You can't see anything. What can't you see? Let's see. Hold on, someone can't see something. Can everyone see the screen? Alright, let me make these a little bit bigger then. You can't see them. Let's just do it like this then. Let's see. Order, transform. Let me see if I can't get them set up. Alright, can you see them a little bit better now? Yeah, you're in the wrong place then. Alright. Alright, let me see if I can't get you the link. Alright, look. Go to the main chat. Go to the main chat. And then go to this link right here. Click on this link right here that I posted into the main chat, and you should be able to see it. It says Evolution Trading live stream, watch now. Yeah, you have to get out of DMs. You have to click the little black evolution on the left. You have to click the, you see it on the left, get out of friend list and everything. Click the little black and gray evolution on the left corner. And then that'll open up all the channel list. You see main trading room at the top. You click that, and then you should see the link right in the main trading room. Yeah, it's a stream on YouTube. It's streamed from 3 different places. Yeah, so you click on that stream link. The one that says streaming live now. That's just one of the avenues that it's streamed from. It's also streamed from Smashcast and another place. And also the website as well. Alright, so here we go. Forgot where I was. Okay, yeah. On IPCI, they have the PDUFA released later this month. I believe that they came out with something Friday saying that they were trying to get it approved with Regista. Looks to be heading up. It went sideways for about a month, about 2 to 3 months, and then 2 months, I'm sorry, and then started headed up with these runs and healthy dips in between. You're looking at, if it stays above 2, maybe a 199 spring is where you'd want to buy this stock at. Another one coming out with some news you can see lately on the daily. Went straight up from around midway of June after touching bottom at 1127. You have it going up, so this has been nothing but a pure PR momentum play. They have coming out the, what was it? They had the, which one were they at? Hypertension, phase 2 or 3 maybe, phase 2, they had the phase 2 hypertension, there it is, coming out, supposed to be at the end of this month. They've been having a lot of momentum run up with all the hype around there and buyout news possibilities, just rumors that you see around in some of the articles and whatnot. You can see that they topped out around 1775, had a big dip. They could not fill that area, could not reach 18, and then came down all the way to 1450, and now they're back up to 1680. This is definitely one to keep an eye on for the future. You can see that previous volume is nothing what it is now. You can see where it started to build on the daily about mid-April and started to turn up mid-June, this past month, and it has just kept up since. Consolidation looks strong. You can see the accumulation building all the way from mid-June, and then on the 5, mid-Friday, which is very surprising. You can see all the sell volume coming in Friday. That's kind of expected. We only have a half day coming up Monday, and then we're closed on Tuesday. So what I'm expecting for the market, Monday is going to be a lot of quick, intense scalps. I believe that the market is going to be down, but there's going to be some really, really, really good scalp plays possible. You want to get in early. If you are planning on swinging and you don't have any day trades left, definitely get into something that's safe, a little bit more reliable. If you were going to try to get into play something, you're going to want to play tomorrow's day more like a Friday, how you would play that real cautious, a little bit more cautious than normal. But with that said, I do believe there is going to be those people that are itching from Friday, from, you know, how Mondays are. Mondays are usually, you have those big bangs in the morning. A lot of people itching from over the weekend, and then they're like, it's going to be a Monday, but it's going to be kind of like a Friday as well. So I believe you're going to have a lot of big scalp possibilities with a lot of runs, with the overall good morning, mid-morning to slower afternoon. That might not even slow it down, just because of all the people itching to get in the market and trying to get in their market itch for the week, with it being a half day and Tuesday being closed, Wednesday resumed. But yeah, you can see that this was the first point up here around 1725 for Arna. You can see it battling there, kind of double topping out around that area. Getting a little bit of resistance, which brought it down, and then you can see these two volume spikes is what's kind of set off each run. You can see this one set it off, and then this was the next push right here. See if I can get this sucker around. Let's see. This thing never wants to work when I've got. Oops, there we go. You can see where each push-up was from the volume coming in. I'm not going to arrow out all of them, but you can see from just the crosshairs that are up. Put those other ones back up. Right here. I just wanted to go over, kind of review some of the stocks this past week as well. I was going to go over CHFS. I know I posted this one into the chat a couple of times, but I just wanted to go over these patterns that developed while they were happening, and the charts that I posted up, just to go over them a little bit. So right here you have, doesn't show as defined. Let me go ahead and pull up the other one. I don't know why it doesn't have it there, but you can see right here, you have your double bottom right here. You can see this cyan colored light blue line right here. This is where your support was, and I wish I knew how to zoom in right here. Let's see. You know what? I can do it like this, because it is completely off of the chart, which I did not see. I'm going to do it like this. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. This was from the week earlier. You can see that you had your double spring right here. The orange line you can see is your support. On the first arrow, you have your first bottom right there. The second arrow, you have your second bottom. You could see where it crossed those two unfilled candles right there. It crossed right there. That serves as your spring. It dips right below support. That's why you want to always keep, whenever the RSI is paired with a double bottom, you always want to keep your stop loss, if you do have one in place, which you should always have a stop loss in place. You always want it to be not at support, but usually around 2 to 4% below support to have space for that spring. So you can see that that's where your spring is. It dips right below, picks up some orders plus the wall at that support, and then rockets it. You can see that's when the stock was at 81 cents. And then with that spring, you are looking at a stock that was like a pure indication that this thing's about to take off. And this thing has, I mean, you couldn't see, you can see we're at the top in pre-market that it filled up above there. Usually it's going to mirror it with the spring going all the way up there to pass to break, which this was a perfect example of a spring double bottom. And then as you can see right here, which I am about to pull up, well, I don't have the after all the way, but I do have this after. So you can see right here, this is a little bit later in the day. You can see where that spring went all the way up and went out throughout the day. That was CHFS. I believe it's back down to about 108 right now. If I could find the other image, you could see this one go all the way into after hours around 120. This thing went up all the way to around 120. And then the next day, it actually started off with a head and shoulders play, which is a bearish pattern. Let me see if I can pull up the chart and show you. I did have it all mapped out. Okay, so here you go. I can pull this one up right here. So this is the afters picture. You can see where you have your head and shoulders. This is the continuation to the next day. It goes all the way up. You can see your left shoulder starting out from bell. You can see where it formed the head right there, came back down, formed the right shoulder right there, and then extended down to meet the body. Then you have your head and shoulders pattern, which is a bearish pattern. It forms out throughout the day, starts to create a double bottom. You can see that there is no spring within this double bottom, and that the filled candles on the right bottom, the second bottom, are filled past the ones on the first bottom, with the support sticking the same. So that spring got caught up, did not face its middle hump, and completely went down. That is a bearish formation from a head and shoulders pattern to a double bottom that doesn't even touch the hump of the W, and then forms down. So that, I believe that one's around 108 right now, 103. That might be the exact spot that it's at. That is a straight up head and shoulders pattern. You can see how it's straight up forming. There's another type of head and shoulders pattern that I posted up in the chat earlier this week that I will pull up real quick. It's an there's an inverted head and shoulders, descending. That's just a bearish pattern. That's head and shoulders right there. And then you have an ascending head and shoulders, which is, let me go ahead and get that off right here. Let's take a look at, which I'm going to be watching. These are a couple that I'm going to be watching into the week to see how they kind of react. That AVEO, that MBRX, CHFS, just see how those kind of react throughout the week. That ARNA and stuff like that. CYTR, just waiting for the expected news. I think what attributed to the sell-off of CHFS was mostly that it was just a pure pump. And then what you'll see a lot of times is you're like, how are these stocks forming these patterns? And then you know, how are they forming them exactly? And it's reacting I don't know how to explain it. That the chart is reacting exactly to what the pattern is. It's because that a lot of traders and a lot of big traders actually trade on these patterns. So when they're seeing these patterns, they trade on these patterns. So when you have a head and shoulders form on CHFS, that's a pattern to get the heck out. So when it formed the head, came back down shoulder, a lot of big traders are actually trading from these patterns that are known. And so then you're going to have a big sell-off, because if it's a pump, If there's no news expected, then a head and shoulders is going to form a head and shoulders. It's not going to keep going. It's not going to have anything else to it. It was a straight up head and shoulders, and whenever I see a head and shoulders, I get the heck out. Whenever I see it forming, and a lot of other big traders do the same thing. They play the pattern on a pump. If you're playing a pump, you play the momentum, you play what the chart gives you, and when the chart gives you a bearish formation, you get the heck out. You don't wait around and see what if that, especially when the signs are telling you pretty much to get out. You got to play what you see. Right here, so you have an ascending head and shoulders. You can see this is what we caught right here. You had the run up in pre-market. You can see the overextended left part of the body. You can see the left shoulder, the head. Right now, this is the point to get the heck out. You see that head forming right there? If you don't get out right here and you didn't put a stop loss, then this right shoulder, this is a point to get out as well. You can see how it's tilted, and the trend line, you can see it's continuing on trend. So you can see that you're going to fill the body. You see how the right part of the body does not extend down to the left part of the body. You kind of see like a middle finger right here, head and shoulders, with the jagged fingers you can see on the right side. You can see that it continues on trend. So this is ascending head and shoulders. How you can tell that is because whenever it catches this bottom right here and sticks, you can see how it's kind of tilted. I don't know if the arrows are kind of throwing the tilt off a little bit, but you can see that if I pull up the earlier picture that I drew this around, I think it was around where that arrow points to right there, where you could see it start picking up, and it actually continued on that purple. This is when I extended the line. This is later throughout the day. If I have the earlier chart, both of these charts were all trading on nothing but technicals. I'm just showing you kind of the after. Let's see if this one's it. Okay, yeah, so right here. So you can see this pulling up on your screen. It should be coming on in. This was while the trading day, and there's one actually before this as well. Stopped a little bit before this, below 389. It's around 374, 375. There's another picture before this one. You can see where that's exactly what was happening. The ascending head and shoulders. You're going to trade this completely on technicals. You're going to play this around right here where this red candle meets the green one right where the arrow is, and you're seeing that it's continuing on trend. You play it all the way up into after hours, and you get 420 or something like that if you're playing the pattern. So if you ever see these patterns, you want to get out on a head and shoulders. If you do see a ascending head and shoulders, you do want to sell around the shoulder to head part. But a good buy-in only on an ascending head and shoulders would be when that right shoulder doesn't fill up to the left side of the shoulder and continues on its trend. Alright, so that was just a little bit about that. And if you see a double bottom with spring, it's time to get the heck in. That one filled on CHFS perfectly. So that was a great buy there. And that was big money. I think that one ran from what? We saw it around 81, 82, and it ran all the way to what, 150 or something? Just ridiculous. Alright. Yeah, here it is. It ran past that actually. So let me go ahead and pull these back up. You can see the head and shoulders on CHFS happened as well, the straight up. You can see where the body extended past the start point, and it's not showing the pre-market and after-market hours on the chart in front of you, but you can kind of fill in the blanks. What do you think attribute? Okay, they had after for trial, if I'm not mistaken. Friday. Did we see a head and shoulders on us and with us in last week? Yeah, yep. Sure did, Raven. Sure did. Yeah, I just went over it. All right, couple others that we're looking to this week. Just popping up MBRX real quick to see this one. You see that formation where it kind of went straight up, went straight down. That was right on. This one was the news. It had about a 350% run into Here it is. Let's pull it up right here. Started at around 84 cents. You have your PR momentum coming in. It ran from 84 cents all the way up to a little bit past 350. I believe it topped out at 360. Settled at around $3 before the news, 310. I believe it had a 318 spike before end of day, before it settled down to around 295-ish before the news. If the news did not reflect super bullish, then it was going to do nothing but drop, because you have to always, when you're expecting to hold around news in a stock, you always have to look at the momentum into that news. So for example, this stock right here, you have 84 cents, it's at $3. So the news comes out, even if it is good news, the stock will drop because it does not reflect that 350% move that it had for the momentum going into that news. Those are my favorite type of plays, pre-ER, earning momentum, pre-press release, conference momentum, and this was just another case of that. You would have to have had super bullish news to withstand that run, to keep up that run from the hype. All right. So that's going to just be looking to that one into the week, see where that one settles down to, whatnot. Let's see if I can't just pull this sucker up. All right. Anyone else looking at a couple other plays this week? I know I was keeping my eye on a couple, and I'll have the watch list out a little bit later tonight. Let's go ahead and pull up. Let's see. So it's run. This is a 5-day. This is where we had that bounce over the last couple weeks to about right there. Hit around the high from around 460 to 570. You can see it kind of building the support right here. You have this double touch right here on the 30-minute candle at 437. So there's your support. It is above just the 9 MA right now. You can kind of see it forming that support right there, so that would definitely be a play down there for AKTX. This one's been a real good rinse and repeat stock, and possibly a really good long stock after its dip. That run that we saw to 571 was a real good sign for it. You can see that it found its bottom at 411 right here before this run that we talked about. I think we talked about this one about 2 weeks ago, and last week as well. You can see where it found its bottom. It did move up exactly what we talked about the other week, looking for it, and then it is still sticking above that low. So long term, you would want to see this to stay above. If this stays above this 434 mark, then it would be really bullish. You would start forming those let me see if I can, nope, oops. You would start forming the stair steps in the bottoms to where you can, let me see, there would be longer stair steps though, as you can see. But if it forms this and you say you go up again another 10-day range, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, around 10 days, forms another stair step going up with a good rise, good run, pull back, and you form another stair step above 434 around, let's say 470 range, you'd have around 30-cent stair steps. That would be a completely bullish formation. That is one to look into the future. I know there's a lot of rumbling about MBOT lately. Let's kind of look at it real quick. You've got the low at 132, big spread you can see. Low 132, 179 on the 10-day. You got it sticking at around 142 right now, and you can see where this broke down right here. At 132, you have that broke down, and you can see that it's a green candle, to where that was a big, that looks like it was at one of the bells. So it wasn't like a confirmed low or anything like that. It was more like a bell, bear versus bull action. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, you can see around right here, 142. You see your low, your real low is, I mean your weighted low is going to be around 138 to 140. So this on the last 10 days. So this is going to be a real good spot to look for Monday in BOT. You can see that the volume's there, and you can see right here on your RSI, your R is exactly at 30, and you can see from its dip below, it's only dipped a couple times before. This is just the 10-day reminded. Let me make sure. Yeah, you can see it's dipped below right here on Wednesday. It did have a dip, stayed a little bit right there in that range, and then shot back up from that, as well as right here is going to be your next one. Let's kind of look at it in a broader view, I would say. All right. Yeah, RSI is low right now. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let's check it out. All right, for your 6 month, it's at 36. It's still hasn't dipped below, but you can see all touches below 30 pretty much ran up. You had this big spike down right here, but then it was followed by a run all the way up to 70, and that went up all the way to $6. So definitely look for this one for a possible great scalp. Kind of see where it lands at. You have that low at 132, but be reminded that low again that we just talked about was a bull versus bear morning bell battle, and your most weighted support is going to be around that 138 to 140 area, and it's sitting at 142, so it's definitely one to watch. Yeah, IDXG. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, let's look at it. No, this has been talked about a lot as well. IDXG has been, a lot of people have been playing this lately, big time. So let's check it out. Alright, let's see what we've got. These are 30-minute candles that are up right now. Alright, let me just switch it up. Alright, let's see, you've got your low at 80. Looks like your support around 82.8. You've got your support around 82.8. You've got your spring right here around 81, 82, 81.9. Sprung up. You've got your double dip support at 82.8. Spring up again. It's at 90 right now. Let's check it out. Alright, so volume's really low for this though. Yeah, volume's been kind of, this is just a 10-day, but you have Friday. Alright, let's see. Looks like it's due for another run up, doesn't it? To around $1. I just don't see it. If you're looking for this stock to maybe hold and possibly get to, you can see these healthy dips with. Well, this was after hours and pre-market actually. You have this healthy dip and rise up this day into after hours, dip and rise in the after hours this day as well. This is just the 1 minute. hard time with 90. Look at that. 89.9, 90 point. Looks like where you're going to have some problems, and it might run up with its last run over there. I'm just kind of looking where it's at. Let's look. Even on the half year, it being at 89 cents, the RSI is still around 46. And on the 5-day, it's almost touching 60. It's above 50, so it's going to go sideways, I believe, for a little bit. It might have these spikes. If you're looking to play this long, I don't know if I'd too much recommend it. But if you're looking to play it for maybe a 10-cent scalp, maybe a 10 to 12% run, definitely see where it starts out Monday. If it hangs around that support, then go ahead and I'd definitely pick it up. If you could pick it up at that 82, 82.6, 82.8 point, 83, even 86 around look to be a real good entry for it, to possibly scalp out of it around 98 cents or so. But if you're looking long with it, I just don't see it right now. Maybe in a week, if it develops this sideways movement, gets some churning volume with it, then I could definitely see it. But yeah, it is. That's what it is. It's a pump and dump. So, I mean, if you're looking into it, I would definitely go for scalping it at support. And that's what I do with pump and dumps. I enter at support, let whoever's pumping it pump it, exit, and then just a real quick scalp, take my 5 to 15% profits, get out, and then wait till it falls back down to the last one. That's kind of the same thing I do with warrants as well. I don't let myself buy in early on warrants. I wait till they actually drop down to the support level or a half a cent before, and that's when I enter. Not, oh, well, it just ran last week, it's probably going to run this week. Even if it does, that's fine, but they're so unpredictable that you do want to wait for that support level. If not, there's thousands of other stocks on the market. Go find another one. There will be other plays. You don't have to fall in love with any stock. Falling in love with any stock will definitely get you hurt, just like your first love. All right. ENRJ. So that one's around, what, 31, 32? It's been sticking around there for a while. Load out at around 21. 21. What is this on? When was this? This was 20 days ago. High 47, had that big pump. Low and high right there in the span of 3 days. In the past 20 was the first 3 days of the last 20 days. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Over the past 2.5 months, the low and high both happened in 3 days of each other. Let's go ahead and pick apart the last 15. Alright, so you can see where support is. Having around 25.9, 26, you have your low on the last 15 at around 25.5. Looks pretty good from here. Have these nice dips with some pushback with volume, biggest volume. Filled candles on each rundown. You can see the candles filling. That just means these are 4-hour candles, so that just means it started here, got up to here, and it ended right here on a green candle. Alright, so let's kind of take this apart right here. Not gonna lie, I didn't think I would be looking at a good chart for ENRJ, but you can see right here, even this candle that it didn't fill on this 4 hours where the bell boom right here. This was on Thursday, not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before, you can see that this is going to be your resistance point right here, this 34. I remember when it hit that as well. So 34 is going to be a big resistance for the stock. You can see it coming back down to around that 31.75 where it's at right now. Looks like it got up to 34 again in after hours, but could not. I don't know. ENRJ does look pretty good. You're going to need that break of resistance. It definitely would not be a time to buy. You do not want to buy in the dead zone. You can see that the RSI, whenever it reached above, you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but you can see in pre-market when the RSI was above 70, this one is trading off of those technicals as well. You can see the lows gapping up into runs. You can see support sticking around here, half midday around 29.5. And you can see this RSI at pre-market right when it was above 70, the thing tanked. When it was below 30, it ran back up with a little bit of sideways action. And you can see the first time that it crossed 70 again, you busted down all the way to 50 as well. So, with that being said, the RSI is at 70. You're hitting at your resistance. This is not a buy zone at all. You do not want to enter into this dead zone. But does it say it's at 32? You gave up on it. Every time you give up on a stock, I swear the thing runs right after you do, huh? It just happens like that. You can hold the thing for a year, and the day that you give up on it, the thing's going. Alright. Yeah, but you see that's the resistance point. You'd want to buy the break of resistance, probably scalp 3 to 4 cents off of it. Who knows where it could go breaking over 34. It hasn't hit over that range in a while. You can see it double topping there over the 10-day. You can see it. It's even had that problem before. You can see right here. That 33.5 is where it reached up to on the 20-day. The only break over actually went all the way up to 50 cents. So you can see that being a trouble area for it. And even this candle right here, this 33.5, hit there twice. 34 4 times, 33.5 to 34 4 times, and that 34 has been a problem for it. Let's go ahead and pull it back a little bit, a lot bit. Yeah, you can see having trouble even. Yeah, look at that. 34 has been a problem for it for a while now. The only break over you have is that big volume spike coming in. All right, let's take a look at. Let's take a look at AVEO. All right, this one's kind of surprised me. This one's got news coming out. In supposedly the mid of this year, so could be definitely have the Momo going for it. It's phase 3. Their enrollment was June the 20th. Renal cell cancer, the thing's been on fire. Expected around the 31st of July. You can see its high was 242. It's kind of settled down. Went on an insane run. Nothing but buy volume. It didn't play the RSI at all. The momentum was strong where it was above 70 the entire time. And it still stayed up. Let's see. Let's even pull it. Yeah, the RSI. This thing's been killing it on the RSI no matter what the RSI was at. So it's not running off of that. That's for sure. This cat, man, stop. Alright. So you have, alright. You can see where it's pushed up. And what surprised me Friday is that this thing was actually running, you have this resistance point at 230. You can see the triple top here on Friday. What surprised me Friday is this thing was actually running, not only it being a Friday, but there was a lot of things coming down on Friday. There was actually a lot of runners on Friday, but towards the end of the day, you did have a lot of steep drops on some of the stocks. With this one, you can see it dropped into close, but ended up turning up at the end of after hours. So it's going to be really interesting to watch come Monday, tomorrow. So I'm definitely going to be having this one on the watch list, as well as you should. Yeah, it does. Just waits for you to get out so it can go. Let's take a look at. Oops. All right, that's 1 minute. Sorry. All right, so you got a low at $2 even. It's at 213. High at around 270. So you've got your support at $2 around, hanging around there. It seems like it's touched a lot of bombs. It's really around 205. You've got a 5-cent drop below, and at 195 being the lowest low. But it looks like your support's around 205. It's at 217 now. It does have news upcoming in the next month, so I wouldn't say this would be a play within the next this week, but I would definitely keep that one on your watch list as a possible play and momentum play with the news coming out at the end of this month. Especially if you could get this sucker around 205, I'd have a buy set there all day for it, and I will. Right when it gets to 205, I'm there, 100%. You can see its last dip below the RSI, kind of took it off right here. So definitely kind of watch this off the technicals, but it's mostly going to be fundamentalist with the news coming up. What do you want to know about Nike? You know the news just came out about it. Right here. No. Didn't it only beat by like 10, what did it beat? 10 cent earning per share? Let me see. Something like that, I believe. Which was pretty good, but let's see. Where'd it go? Alright, so it's earnings report. I know it's doing something with Amazon. I know you're in it. Wondering if a buy and hold until close. Monday? I thought you were already in it. Okay. Alright, let's check it out. So I had their ER beat. $51.50. What we got here? 53. Alright, estimated was at 51, it actually got 60. And their conference call. When it beat, it went nothing but up. Next day, come Friday, all green candles, nice, all on the 30-minute. Very nice hiking action. Look at that sucker. Right when it dipped below, it kind of came straight back up, that after hour dip to the RSI. Let's see what it's playing off of. I don't know, it's had those two rises you can see above RSI, kind of fell to each of them. Let's see. Came around 50s. I don't see it playing anything substantial. Man, it's super high, and that 60 is going to be a strong point. You can see it busting over its top line resistance over the 6 month right here. You can see its last earnings report beat was right here, and it ran up to 59. Right now it's up to 59.71. I know it's got the Amazon thing going on, which can definitely keep it up, but you can see that conference call dropped it down. That must have been a bad one, obviously. Kind of ran down. This is the momentum run. I don't know, it's getting up there. I mean, it's already breaking highs over 51. I mean, the Amazon news there would have to be some kind of PR coming out this week to kind of keep it up there. I just don't see it keeping up there. I see it kind of settling back down. Still staying above where it's at right now, but settling back down around 56. I just don't see it going above 60 and staying. You can see right there, even the last time, you can see right here it had 59 as that top spot around the 17th before their their conference call came out and kind of dropped them. But you can see right here too, the first time that they touched over 60 in the last, 3 years? No, the last year, right when it touched over 60. You can see that this stock has never seen a candle like what it's having right now, except the time when it did run all the way up to 68, and it tanked. I mean, it fell, $3-4 all the way down to back to 53 to 56. I still see 56 being that average after it dips over 60. I mean, it might run up to 61 bucks, but I don't see it getting much further over that. I mean, the volume's good. The RSI was low on the run up. That is a substantial candle. And the RSI on the daily over the past year, it's at 73. $78 on the hourly, on the 20-day. I don't know, it's up there, but I mean, it's all right if it's up there. If it's running off fundamentals, then the technicals aren't so much into it as much on each day, on intraday and stuff like that. So I mean, if there's a lot of hype with the Amazon deal come Monday, then the stock could definitely run. It's just kind of wondering how long it's going to stay up there before it kind of gets a little bit of a pullback. But we should be able to see the results probably exactly at the bell, which kind of way it's going with that stock kind of going over the weekend. I just don't see it. I mean, I wish I could give you good news, but maybe you're wrong. All right. What the heck? EXAD. What are you, OTCing it? KGS? AJS? was like, what stock is that? That's right, when all else fell scalps. EXAD, is that the one that you meant, KGS? Is this the one that you're talking about? I'm guessing it's on people's radar because of the run it had all the way up to 0.0045 Tuesday. But yeah, that's why it's probably on your radar. But it looks like it was just a pump and dump. Probably brought on by a newsletter from one of those OTC Investor Hub crap, you know, letters that they build up hype on a stock, buy it when it's early, when a stock that has no news are moving. There's no news out for it. Looks like it was just a big pump. You can see the volume coming in. That was never there and hasn't been there since. If you're doing OTC, then you've got to be on an OTC scanner. You've got to buy it on the run early. You've got to hurry up and exit early. I mean, you've got to buy and sell within an hour every time and kind of get out. Does look like a good rinse and repeat stock, but you're going to want to get it right here at this is 0.0027, and it's at 0.0036 right now. So I mean, you're not looking at any kind of big highs. I mean, the highest you're probably looking at is that 4 mark right here, and that would be your resistance point. 3.8's kind of standing in your way as well. It's 3.7. I mean, it's going to be a hard point to get there. Oh, not SPI. SPI. Alright. Old SPI. So look at that. This stock has been the full stock for a while over the past, what, year or two? So you can see right here on its drop down, it gave them a couple days. These are days, so it gave them 3 days to think. With higher highs on each day, it's like, oh yeah, we saved you. Then lose money. And then it comes down, gives you 5 straight green days, lose money. 7 straight green days, lose money. 5, lose. 5, with all higher highs now. Lose. Couple, lose. 5, lose. 4, 5 green days, lose. 5 green days, lose. So it might keep on running for about a couple days. It might stick around there. Maybe have another run day. You can see that on all these. None of the candles filled up to the highest point on those days. And the next day kind of continued higher on a lot of them. But this looks like a prominent pump and dump stock every time. Let's see though. I mean, every dip below RSI has been, you've had a little bit of a pump in it, but this stock shot straight up right here. This is when the first run that was, you know, spectacular, from 28 cents to $2 at 900% run or whatever it was. You have it sticking around 50 right now. Doesn't go much higher than that, you can see, without dropping. If you put this crosshair right here, you can see if you're playing the 50 RSI, you can see that pretty much that was, I mean, 60 topping out right there. That's pretty much where it's played in between. 50 right here, every cross above it has been really, really low. Besides this last pump. Candle, you can see, didn't fill. It was a complete pump. It ran all the way up to 130, dropped down to 92. That's all I feel for this stock. I just think it's a pump and dump stock. If you're buying, you're gonna die. But it is a good buy whenever you get it kind of settled down a little bit. I mean, we'll see Monday, but I kind of stay away from this one. And you know, there's a lot of other pumps that actually have less risk than this one, if that makes any sense. Because pumps are all risky, but definitely I'd kind of stay away from that one unless you're like quick scalping it, and I wouldn't buy it at 95 cents. What it's at right now in after hours or whatnot. Definitely wouldn't buy it there. You're an ENRJ and EXAD? Well, ENRJ, you're definitely going to need that run over 34 cents. And you know, if it breaks over 34 and even holds at 35, you know, the possibilities are endless. It seems all the way up to a spike all the way up to the 45 range. Might get 25 to 30% on it if it can bust over that spot with some good volume involved, with some relative volume flowing through it. That EXAD just seems, you know, just pumpified, just doesn't look good. It looks like you're having a lot of resistance points on that stock. It seems like it was all pumped. There was no volume around that stock anywhere or before it. The last news came out was over a month ago, and it wasn't much. It was just an 8K that they filed. So EXAD is not one that I'd be kind of looking into. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get my watch list prepared. There's a couple other stocks that I did not mention or talk about that are on there. I'd like you to check those out. I should have that watch list up within the next hour and a half. And then I'll be on the stream tomorrow all day, like always, and hope to see y'all there. If you haven't registered for the website, please do, so I don't have to find you. Even if it's the free trial, please register so you can go ahead and be into the room. We're going to be implementing a lot of new stuff, and you'll see some people show up as different things in the chat, like the pro, the elite, and stuff like that. That's just implementing more people to their roles and whatnot. You'll see different colors, stuff like that. But hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you all have a great day tomorrow and a good 4th of July. I'll be back on the stream. Can't wait to see you. This is Evolution Trading. Check us out at evolutiontrading.net. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great rest of your day or night.